Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another review. This time around, we're here to review Mortal Kombat 1 Khaos Reigns. This is the first expansion for the Mortal Kombat 1 relaunch. So, it's really crazy. We saw the game series relaunch with Mortal Kombat 9, and then it expanded into Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11, which eventually we saw that Liu Kang became the new god of the Earth Realm, which is the fire god, and then he started something anew, and we see what becomes of that universe in Mortal Kombat 1. Everything has been restarted. There's new origins, there's new everything. It's really a crazy experience, and I really loved Mortal Kombat 1 as a whole. It introduced so much to the series already. We had the same kind of amazing fighting style and kind of charismatic characters, but then we saw an intense graphical enhancement with facial features, and I think overall playability of the game just felt so good with Mortal Kombat 1. So having this expansion come out just about a year after the launch of Mortal Kombat 1 is pretty great. So I'm always down for more story, and of course there's a lot of people out there that are kind of old school gamers that really just want to play Mortal Kombat just to fight and do fatalities. But after Mortal Kombat 9, I realized the majesty of NetherRealm Studios and their storytelling. So, Khaos Reigns is a really great expansion that showcases Liu Kang's new era with errors in the timeline. So as we saw at the end of Mortal Kombat 1, this is somewhat of a spoiler, so I'm going to go ahead and say that now. Somebody said in my last video, they're like, hey, spoilers. So this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear the spoiler, you might want to skip ahead a bit. But at the end of Mortal Kombat 1, there's a thing that happens, and at the end of that, we see the Titan Havik come through a portal and into the realm of this new era, saying that he is bringing chaos and anarchy throughout the realms. And his goal is to make every realm filled with chaos and anarchy. And that's one of the things that Havik is known for. So, with him, we see new characters introduced to the roster of Mortal Kombat 1. We see Noob Saibot and a Noob... Noob Saibot, as well as Cyrax and Sector. Now, Noob Saibot is, of course, a different character. It is a connected character, so if you don't know a lot about that story, this is going to be a spoiler as well for you. But as we have seen in previous Mortal Kombats, Sub-Zero ends up turning into Noob Saibot. And in the first game, he was turned into Noob Saibot in a very different way. This time he was turned on a brand new origin story. And I have to say, I really love this character as a whole. He is a very dynamic character. His movesets are really fantastic, very fast-paced, as well as Sector. Sector is a really great character to play as in this game. Now, one character I can say that I did have a rough time playing with, it was Cyrax. The move style of Cyrax is different. Now, Sector and Cyrax in this universe are both females. I don't think that has anything to do with their move styles being different. But there's something about the combat of Cyrax, their moves and everything. I couldn't get it down. I had a really big problem with her play style. I don't know why. It seemed very basic to me compared to the previous Cyrax from, Mortal Kombat 9 and so on and so forth. But Cyrax and Sector have always been very fast-paced characters to me, and kind of some of those characters that if you know their combat set, it's going to be really hard to be stopped. And I can't say Cyrax is up to par with Sector in this game. I will say that. Now, the one thing I did like about both of these characters compared to the previous Sector and Cyrax that we have known to love is they're not just they're not forced into the cybernetic, lifestyle of the Lin Kuei. They are actually in these cybernetic suits that they can still be their own self and still have their own conscientious thoughts, but they're not like transformed and then 100% turned into just cybernetic freaks like we have seen before. Now, I did really like that about the Lin Kuei, of how they were just, they were just evil, and eventually they got to the point that they were like, they wanted perfect soldiers, so they indoctrinated all their soldiers to become cybernetic, cybernetic weapons, basically. But in this one, it takes a little bit of a different story leap, and I really liked it. Now, I will say, I understand that this is just an expansion, but the storyline was only about 3 hours, just as the previous expansion, Mortal Kombat 11, it was about 3 hours. But just this pack itself is $49. So we see the story expansion, which is 3 hours. Then we see the introduction of Noob Saibot, Sector, and Cyrax to the roster. And then we also have 3 other characters coming in this combat pack, which are Ghostface from Scream, Conan the Barbarian, and the T-1000 from Terminator. So these are going to be cool characters. We also saw the addition of the fan favorite Animalities, which is a form of fatality to where the characters turn into animals and just, completely destroy anybody facing against them. So I will say, I really like a lot of the content with this game. Mortal Kombat 1 was great because it amped up everything that was great about Mortal Kombat 11, like times 10. Like the graphics looked better. There was a new story. There was all different types of like new, fatalities. There was new connective, I think for me, there was a new connective universe. It's something that like I haven't really felt in a while, because I've been living in the same universe of this game since Mortal Kombat 9, because all 3 of those games were connected storyline. So with this relaunch of Mortal Kombat 1, I really liked where NetherRealm Studios went with this. I just feel that I wish the story was just a tad bit longer. Even if it was just an extra hour to 2 hours. If it was like 5 hours, cool. But I think that's one thing that I have always kind of had a problem with whenever it comes down to some of these stories that are introduced into fighting games, is that they're always somewhat on the short side. There's something that you could sit down and then just beat in a day. And you don't want to have something extremely expansive, but I wouldn't mind putting in 8 hours on a fighting game's storyline. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Khaos Reigns was a really cool story. It was something that was nice to see introduced, of course, since we just got Mortal Kombat 1 this previous year. And of course, it was nice to see them bring back fan favorite characters like Sector, Cyrax, and Noob Saibot right out of the box. But I just wish it was a bit longer, because I think without giving away too many spoilers, I feel like there could have been a little bit more to the story that really beefed up the craziness of Titan Havik. And I think we could have seen a little bit more of an expansive take on what bringing chaos and anarchy could really have done to this universe. I would have liked to see them, go to one of the universes outside of the main universe that, Havik is in. I would have liked to see them visit multiple universes that have been taken over by Titan Havik, and seen some of these other characters, even if it was characters that we didn't get to play as or didn't get to fight against. I would have liked to see some, random Mortal Kombat characters from the roster that have been affected by Titan Havik. But to not focus on the negativity of it, it's not that this is bad. It is a very good story. But I would say that some would look at this and say, man, that's $49 DLC for, 6 characters and a 3-hour story. But I would say this: if you are a fan of Mortal Kombat, then this is definitely something that you want to play. I think it's a really cool story. I think it's a really expansive story. I think the visuals are fantastic. Some of the best cutscenes and some of the best cutscenes and gameplay that I have seen in just a fighting game in general. It's one of the best looking and best running games on the marketplace. And if you really just want something that is going to take up a lot of your time, then I would probably say if you haven't played this yet, then you need to definitely check it out. If you are a current Mortal Kombat player and you are holding off on this because of the price point, I would say if you really, really love Mortal Kombat, then get it. But if it's something that's just kind of like, well, I'm playing all these other games, I'll eventually get it, I can't say it's something that you just have to buy right now. Now, the reason I'm saying that is this is a really great expansion. What makes me most excited about this expansion, of course, is the added characters. Having Ghostface, Conan the Barbarian, and T-1000 in this game is just fucking awesome. It's really, really cool. And then having Sector, Cyrex, and Noob Saibot in the game is fun as well. But these are characters that we've played with before, and it's just a little bit of a difference in story. So I'm not going to say this is perfect. I'm not going to say this is the best DLC I've ever played, but I am going to say that this is fun, and I had a blast playing it. I had a blast playing it with my wife as well. I just really feel like the story could have been a little bit meatier and kind of told a little bit more about this universe that not only Liu Kang has built, but these universes that Titan Havik has destroyed. And I just, lastly, Cyrax and Sector are fantastic characters that have always been fan favorites out there. And I don't care that they're female now. It has nothing to do with that. The problem that I have with Cyrax is I feel like it was a lot of her combat skills were really basic compared to the previous Cyrax. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I can say that I had a blast playing this game, and I can say that if you are a Mortal Kombat fan like I am, then I think that you should get it. If you're somebody that, you kind of like Mortal Kombat, you might hold off a little bit, see if you can get it for a little bit of a better deal over time, because it is a hefty price tag for some DLC of $49.99. But with that said, thank you so much, Warner Brothers and Noob Saibot. Thanks, Noob. I appreciate it. Thanks, Warner Brothers, and thanks, NetherRealm Studios, for giving me this opportunity of reviewing this DLC. I had a lot of fun with it. I think that there could have been a meatier story. But with that said, I am going to give this a 4 out of 5. I think it's something that you should check out if you're a Mortal Kombat fan. But if it's something that you're kind of on the fence about, maybe wait just a little bit longer and see if you can get a better price. But when you do play it, I promise you, you're going to have fun and chaos is going to reign. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.